Welcome back. Still to come, unseen footage from one of the year's most anticipated games, Crysis 2. But first, an old friend. Regular viewers will know that when we were in Germany at Gamescom recently, we met up with Mike Green of Lionhead. He was good enough to give us a rather spiffing demo of Fable 3.
Perhaps you'd like it back with Mum.
Though he did bang on a bit about the game's new 3D GUI.
Now I'm going to talk to you about the 3D GUI. Another thing that 3D GUI has, one of the other cool things about 3D GUI, one of the other big features is the 3D map. You can also select all your clothing in the 3D GUI.
What we didn't tell you was that he also banged on ceaselessly about how good the levels were in the new game.
The levels in Fable 3 are just a lot grander in scale. This region is double the size of some of the Fable 2 ones. Some of the optional caves and tombs you'll come across are 4 times the size that they were in Fable 2. They're far more epic than they ever were in Fable 2.
Battered by his loquacity, we finally surrendered. All right, Mark, enough already. Just show us.
So the level I'm about to show you is Mistpeak Valley. This is one of the earlier regions in the game, so you'll get here about an hour in. And it's also possibly one of our biggest regions. Double the size of some of the Fable 2 ones. Pretty much wherever you look, you can go. This is Brightwall Village over there. You can head down to there. That's a good 10-minute trek. If you can just make out in the far, there's a lake at the far side, well, we can go there. So let's head on down. The fans like these snow regions. If you played Not Whole Island, that was one of their favourites on Fable 2 for the downloadable content. One of the big changes since Fable 2 is that having the tool set from the very beginning has enabled us to, push things as far as we can. So we've got great vistas showing off, huge mountains. If we get down to the bottom, there's a great view looking back up. Again, there's loads of optional side paths we can go, so we can actually go up there if we want to. Let's keep running down. As we come down here, the snow should start to fade off. So if we get to the top again, we'll go into a wide expanse that we can explore. So here we go. Full downfall, things back in the game from before. Oh, there you go, so skip down. See, this is a much wider area than Fable 2 that we can go off. There's secrets everywhere, so if we can go off and explore the woods over there, we'll find loads of cool things. There's a ton more optional side quests this time, so as well as having full-fledged optional quests that are going to take the player a good 40-50 minutes to complete, there are other smaller ones that will eventually unlock new regions. They'll send you back to other areas. There's some caves you'll explore that will actually unlock an area you couldn't get to before. So there's going to be a lot of places where you'll see something, you're not going to quite know how to get there, but by exploring all the optional side quests, you'll eventually get there. So swimming is back, we've got dive spots again. All the way through there. So, looking back, so we were all the way back over there when we started. So the next region, this is just a very quick glimpse at one of the levels called The Hole. And this just shows off some of the internal cave environments. And as you can see, it's massive in comparison with the Fable 2. And the really cool thing that I'm quite proud of is this is really small in comparison with some of the ones you'll find in the game. So it's worth exploring. So the final region I'm going to show you is Brightwall Village. This is a town you can get to quite early on in the game, probably an hour and a half in. Again, it's much grander than Fable 2 ever was. We've got vistas everywhere that just show the scale of Albion. Got loads of houses you can buy. It's a lot bigger than a lot of the towns players will remember from Fable 2. Pubs. So all these people we can interact with and marry. We can go up to all these guys and marry them. So this is Brightwall Library, and if you play through the core story, eventually you can enter this building, and there's a lot to explore in there too. Go in here. So in the story, you know, Logan, the king, he's shut this place down. That's why it's so messy. There's books everywhere. You know, no one's allowed to come in. Because the player's going to want supporters in an effort to help them become king. If they decide to help the people of Brightwall, they'll need to promise that they're going to reopen this place and, you know, bring it back to its former glory. When you get to the end of the game, you know, it costs money to run places like these, and, you know, money is going to be very, very important for players. So there's going to be a lot of very, very tough choices that players are going to have to make. It's not going to be such a black and white, be good or be evil. People are going to really sit there and go, oh God, but I promised these people, I really want to help them out.
That's your problem, mate. Look, if you want to get out of here alive, you need to reveal one of the game's secrets.
If you explore the library building, there's a tomb under there that you can just get lost in for hours.
Sorry, too vague. Tell me a proper secret.
One of the cool levels that the level design team have created, which is it's actually probably a lot of the team's favourite, is something that evil players will enjoy greatly. I don't want to spoil anything. If you remember the like the Temple of Evil from Fable 1 and Fable 2, well, there's a lot more to do there. I think I don't want to ruin it. You have to explore.
Too late. The cat's out of the bag now. Yep, the Temple of Evil is back and it's big. OK, we'll leave you with what we think is an unseen clip of Crysis 2. Yep, whilst looking behind the cushions of the settee, we found what we think is an alternative version of the New York single-player campaign gameplay clip released at E3. Cryosuit power up, please.
Attack! Repeat! Unheavy fire on enemy positions. Reinforcements, now! Enemy contact confirmed. Additional troops inbound.
Ta-ra!